I'm going to show you how to create a simple feed so that you can upload it onto the Wish for Merchants self-serve dashboard as part of your product feed. This is for those of you who may not have as much experience with creating product feeds, and hopefully you'll find it pretty straightforward and not too painful. So what we'll do is, let's say you have an online store with a product listing. We're going to use this test case from wish.com. So this is a dummy product that I've created. So let's say this is your product listing page that you're selling on your web store. So what we want to do is we have the template for the feed, and we'll just go through each column and populate the fields based on this test product page. So the first field here is internal SKU, and you'll probably already have a system that you use to track inventory and sales on your side, and go ahead and enter that for this. We'll just call it test 01. So we made that up. Next field is product name, and more likely than not, it'll already be on this product page. So I'm just going to grab it from here, and let's just call it test product name, paste it into this field. The next field is color, which is optional, but we'll just pretend, and enter blue. The next field is size. It's not applicable. I'll just leave it blank. It's also optional. The next field is quantity, which is what we'll use to set the inventory of this particular SKU. We'll just assume that it's 3. And if it's 0, that's fine. It'll just show up as out of stock if you upload it as inventory or quantity 0. Next field is really important. It's tags. The more precise you are with your tagging, the better distribution and more relevant customers that your product will reach. So let's just pretend this test item happens to be a pair of high heel shoes. So what I'll do is I'll start at a broader level and pick women's fashion and women's shoes, high heel shoes. Let's assume they're red shoes. And you'll see here that I've delimited the tags to separate each individual tag by commas. So this is comma delineated, and that is the format that you should be following. And I can go ahead and hit return. So that column is finished. The next one is product description. So you probably already have somewhere on your web store a description of the product, and in this case we'll just say it's test. So I'll grab that from my product page and I'll paste it in this column. The next column is MSRP, which is totally optional but highly encouraged, especially if you have a discount or sale price. So this will provide further incentive for the customer to want to buy your product. So let's just pretend this test hypothetical shoe is, we'll say, $50 MSRP. So I've entered that. The next column is price, which is the actual price you want to show on Wish and that the customer will be charged. So this is going to be an awesome deal. We're going to say these are $1. And the cost is the cost that's been agreed upon between Wish and your store. And this is what Wish will pay you for each sale, in addition to the shipping, which is the next column. But we'll just say the rev share that Wish is keeping is 10%. So 10% of 50 is 5. So that makes total cost 45. And shipping for these test shoes will be, we'll say, $5. The product page will refer to your store's product page, so it is also an optional field. But if you wish to fill it out, just grab the URL of your product page and paste it in this column. And next is the image URL. So we look for images that are at a minimum 350 by 350 pixels, which is roughly the size of this current image. So I'm going to go ahead and right click and select copy image URL. And it's important to copy the image URL as opposed to the the page URL that the image lives on. So you want the actual image URL. So there's that. And then last column is any additional images that you might want to include. It is optional, so I will leave it blank. And now this product listing is actually ready for upload. So all I have to do is save the CSV. Okay, and now it's saved. And now we want to go into the merchant dashboard. So this is the home page when you log in. And what you'll do is you want to navigate to products, either on the top navigation bar or the left-hand side navigation bar. So I'll click on products, and I want to import a feed, so click on import feed. And here's some instructions in case you forget, and then we'll just walk through each step. So there's basically 3 steps, and we'll start here. So the first step, upload a product feed from a file on your computer. Great, we have a file. It'll default populate the merchant field with your merchant with your name since you have logged in. So what I want to do is I want to add a file, so click that. And then the dialog should pop up, and you'll just need to navigate to the file that you're looking for. So we created, what was this file called? So it was wish feed test CSV. So wish feed test CSV is here. Oh, it seemed like that worked. It's there. Thanks for cancel. So now this has been, nope, did not load. Let's try that again. Wish feed upload open. Great, it's loaded in. The delimiter, as we already talked about, is comma. If your file happens to be tab delimited, go ahead and select the appropriate delimiter. Next option is products are either for sale or for display. So for sale means you want these items to be activated and available for customers to purchase. So if that's the case, select for sale. If you simply want to show your items but not allow customers to check out or purchase items, then you would select for display only. However, I want everyone on Wish to be able to see these awesome test shoes, so I will select for sale. And this next option is pretty important, feed coverage. So basically you have 2 options. You have full set, add, delete, or disable, or partial set, add and delete. So full set will result in the current upload replacing and overwriting any existing products you may have already on Wish.com. So let's say the previous product feed that was uploaded is now obsolete and those items are no longer available. You can select full set and this file will completely overwrite the existing file. However, if I'm simply appending this upload to existing products, I don't want the existing products to be affected, so I will select partial set, and that's the case here. Once that's done, once you have all these required fields completed, you can hit submit, and our system will process and start mapping your data to our required fields. So what you'll see here on the left-hand side is the wish field name, which is what the system is looking for. This middle column here will tell you whether or not these fields are required or if they're optional. And then the right-hand side represents the fields that were in your file that you just uploaded. So the goal here is to map your data fields to the wish system fields. And if there's an exact match based on your column headers, our system will intelligently pre-populate these fields and do the matching for you. For anything else that's missing, you'll just have to eyeball it. So the first field that we're looking for is main image URL, and so in the file I'll have to locate and identify which column corresponds to main image URL. In this case it's image URL 1. The next one is price. It's been auto mapped. It looks good. Product name looks good as well. quantity, shipping, tags, awesome. Unique ID, okay, then I see this is required, so I will to see which column in my file corresponds to that. So it looks like it would be internal SKU, description would be product description. The brand is optional, so I'm going to leave it blank. Clickout URL is optional, I'll leave it blank. Cost, optional, but we have it, so that's perfect. Extra image URL is optional, I will also leave that. Okay, so it looks like I am all set. So I have all the required fields filled out, and the optional ones, some of them are filled out if I want them to, otherwise I just leave them blank. So this looks good. I can also preview what my mapping will look like. If I have multiple items in my feed, in my file, I would see, I believe it's the first 5 or so. However, in this case, there was only one, so I see actually the full feed. Looks good. Unique ID looks like the SKU. The product name looks good. The color, quantity, tags, great. Looks perfect. Now I'm ready to submit. So I will submit the feed. And it will process. But great. This dialog tells me upload success. Expect products to appear on wish.com in 24 to 48 hours. We will email you alerts when the upload completes. Perfect. Awesome. So I'm all set. And within 24 to 48 hours, this product will appear on site and be ready for sale. And you are all set.